YouTube. Welcome to another video by the Happy Woodworker. So I haven't done a product review for you guys in quite some time, and I'm in the middle of a bread box build if you follow my page, and I had this unit out the other day, and I thought now would be a really good time for me to do a product review for you guys on router tables. Today we're going to specifically be talking about the Kobalt Router table. This unit comes as a table and router combo set. And as you guys know, I'm pretty meticulous about what I will and won't purchase for tools. I do a crazy amount of research before I will buy something. So when I was in the market for a new router table, I was very strongly contemplating, do I want to just build my own unit? Because I'm more than capable of doing that. And when you're going to build your own unit, you have the advantage of being able to size it the way you want, how big. You custom design the fences. And I was all ready to go out and purchase a plate and some hardware. There were some specific features that I were looking for. And I discovered this. And what I was looking at buying before I got this was actually, I believe it was a Bosch unit. And it was a very high-end unit. It was somewhere in the neighborhood of probably about $400. And I'm like, you know, for $400, I can build my own unit, completely customize it the way that I want it, and it's going to have all the features that I could ever possibly want. So why would I go out and buy a $400 or $500 router table when I can accomplish the same thing and have all the features and everything that I want? Well, I discovered this. This unit isn't just the table. It comes with a power unit with your router. I've got the accessories that it came out with now. I've got it set up right now to do some dovetails. So I've got a dovetail bit in there and a plate in here. But it comes with 3 plates that'll go in here, or 3 inserts. It comes with 2 feather boards, your miter gauge, you have a wrench. This I'll come back to in just a minute. This is an extremely expensive feature that I was astounded that I could get this particular feature in a router table that was this affordable. It also comes with a dust shield or a vacuum port. This router can be used outside of the actual table itself, so you can use it as a free-handed router. It also comes with an edge guide that I'm not going to pull out. That's put up in one of my toolboxes. The edge guide on this is surprisingly very sturdy. I've got a couple other edge guides from some of my other routers, and this one was by far the sturdiest that I've had yet. Assembly on this wasn't too god-awful bad. You have the router, you have the legs that come separate the table, and then you've got all the hardware for it. And this has some really unique features. Some of the things that I was looking for in a router table. Let's go over that. I wanted a unit that I could raise and lower from the top without having to get underneath of it. And I'm not going to move this to demonstrate because I've got it set to a specific height right now that I want, and I don't want to reset it. But you can take this, stick this down in, turn it, and you can raise and lower this router without having to get underneath your table. I don't like having to dig in underneath of my tools and stick my head in underneath places and have a hard time trying to accomplish what I want to do. I could not find, in my research, I could not find another router table under $350 that has this feature. So I was kind of astounded. That's actually what sold me on this unit. Other things that I was looking for that I like, this has a solid aluminum top. The Bosch unit that I was looking at is probably some type of fiber board that's covered with a membrane of some type. And a lot of the high-end routers were like that. I'm like, I can go out, buy a sheet of this stuff myself and make one for that cost. Some other things that I liked about this, let's talk about the fence for a second. This unit is designed from the factory. You can use this as a jointer. Something that I didn't even realize when I bought it. I discovered that the other day when I was using it. I noticed that this little plastic piece right here was sticking out a little bit further. And when I got to looking at it, I'm going to go free-handed on the camera for a minute for you guys, so bear with me. Hopefully the light will pick this up. But this whole plastic unit that locks this down is actually separate from the fence. If I unlock this, this unit can actually be pulled out quite a significant amount without me moving the fence itself. So by doing this, you can set this unit to operate as a jointer. That is a very, very nice feature, but it's something that wasn't immediately obvious when I bought it. So I think if you're going to buy this unit, you need to be aware that this whole plastic setup, because this is one piece that also clamps down on the aluminum fence. So just by moving this, you're not necessarily just moving the fence. So you need to be aware of that if you buy this unit, but that is a really nice feature that I don't think I've seen in any other unit. Now, as far as cost goes, you guys are probably going to be surprised to learn that this unit was only $100. For a table that comes with all the accessories, that has a fence you can use as a jointer, that's already pre-made that way, that has an auto lift and up and down feature, I couldn't find anything else under $350 that would even come close to comparing with it. So this is something that I would definitely highly recommend. It has depth gauges on both sides here built into the table. That makes my life easy. I like easy. Let's talk about some of the things that I don't like. I don't like this switch. It's a good switch, don't get me wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's sturdy, it's tough, it works good. I hate the location they put it in. When you install this router, you have an unlock handle on the router that's back in here. This switch is right in the way. I wish they had put it over here to the side on this side, or maybe over here on this side. It also does not have tool storage on board, which is a royal pain in the butt. So if you like to keep your stuff accessible and handy, that's going to be something that you're just going to have to live with. This unit also takes both 1/2 inch and 1/4 inch shanks for router bits. That was another thing that I liked about it. It's single speed, it's not variable speed, but you do have 2 plugs back in here. Theoretically, you could plug in a speed controller into this unit and operate that off of that. It has vacuum port in the back on the top. It's a large vacuum port right there. So it's made for more kind of like a shop vac system. I don't know what the actual measurement on it is, but I haven't quite had this unit for a year yet, and I haven't put a whole lot of use on it, but I have been very happy with what it's done so far. So I don't know how long it's going to last you, but if memory serves, this had either a 3-year or a 5-year warranty on it, which was something else that you just can't beat. If you look at some of the other brands out there, they're not even in the same market as far as their warranty coverage goes. So if you're in the market for a new router table, this is definitely something that I recommend. I've been happy with it. It's got plenty of power. It's easy to use. It's got features that you see in router tables that sell for 3 times the price. And this plastic part of the fence also slides. Anybody who's had router tables knows you can adjust these for your bits that you've got. And the router itself has a built-in light. So when you flip this thing on, there's a light that comes on back in here. And I liked that feature. That might actually be more handy for you if you are using it free-handed. but I like the light. It also came with a plastic mounting plate that you have to remove to install into the table. But if you're going to be using the old style Porter cable bushings, it comes with a router plate that will accept those. Clear plastic router plate. I'm sure anybody who's familiar with routers knows what I'm talking about. But that was a nice feature as well. So I think you guys are probably going to be happy with it. Like I said, about the only thing that I didn't like was the location where they put the switch. The router itself has a old style metal toggle switch on it. I found that kind of odd, but it works. It feels good. And since I don't use that switch, it's always on because I operate it off of this one. I didn't notice immediately that this adjusts, so if you're going to buy this, that's a feature right there that is absolutely awesome. I do kind of think that this plastic flexes a little too much to use as a jointer. I'm honestly thinking that I'm going to make my own fence insert for this out of wood, because let's face it, when you're doing jointing, you need absolute precision in order to get a straight edge. And I think that plastic piece flexes a little bit when you pull it out and it's not directly against this fence. I suppose you probably could put some kind of washers or something in behind here to give you an even spacing and to maybe take out a little bit of the flex. I don't know. I haven't tried that yet. I've got an example around here somewhere. I cut some dovetails on this for a practice piece the other day because I haven't done dovetails on this router, and it did a fantastic job. That's red oak that it went through. It chewed through it with no problem at all. I've got a nice tight fit. I can barely move that. So you guys can see it cuts real well. So I've been pretty happy with it. Again, I've only had it just a little less than a year. I usually don't do reviews till I've had something for a couple of years. But I thought this was worthwhile talking about. Every once in a while you get a nice tool, you get kind of excited about it, and you go, hey, I need to share this. So it's well worth the money that you're going to spend. I encourage you to look around, shop around, see what you like, what you don't. And I'm going to tell you, you're not going to find another router table that has an aluminum top, that comes with a power unit, that comes with a solid aluminum fence that will also has built-in adjustment for doing jointing. For $100 or less. You're just not going to find that. So if somebody else has a better deal out there that they found, I'd like to hear about it, just to see what you found. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope this was useful. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a shout out, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Happy woodworking.